A federal judge has ruled that the voting maps that redrew the legislative districts in Washington state in 2021 violate the Voting Rights Act by making it harder for Latino voters to get a band together to get a candidate of their choice elected. The ruling in favor of several voting rights organizations that sued the state on behalf of those voters. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell spoke to one of the plaintiffs, the Campaign Legal Center, about what this means for the results of the last election and for the one coming up in 2024.
Washington state's legislative districts are redrawn every 10 years to even out the number of voters in each district while keeping groups who share similar interests, like the Latino community, together in the same district. When they don't, it's called cracking.
You take a group of voters who could form a majority in a district and you instead break them up into several different districts so that you keep them from being an effective majority in any one district where they could have the opportunity to elect their candidate of choice.
A federal judge has ruled that's exactly what political map makers did to Latino voters in the Yakima Valley when they redrew the boundaries of the 15th legislative district in fall of 2021. Despite having more Latino voters than white voters in the area, the map split Latino voters up into separate districts, effectively making them the voting minority instead of the voting majority, and making it less likely their votes would make a difference.
Time and time again, Latino voters in the Valley have had to go to court to have their rights vindicated. This has happened on the city council level and on the county commission level with at-large systems of election.
This time, it meant Latino voters' power was diminished in the election for state senators and representatives in 2022, when they were voting under a map that a federal judge has now declared invalid as it violated the Voting Rights Act.
We can't go back in time and change that election happened under this unlawful system. But what we can do, and what the court has ordered must be done, is that in time for the next election in 2024, there needs to be a system in place where the Latino voters will have the opportunity to go back to the ballot box and elect candidates of their choice under a lawful map that provides them with the real opportunity to do that.
The state has until February of next year to put a map in place that redraws the boundaries for the 15th district to ensure that the Latino voters that make up 51.5% of the area have a proportionate chance to elect someone next fall that will represent their interests. In Washington state, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Now, if the map the state puts forward in February of next year fails to give Latino voters an equal voice, the court will either direct the state to redo it again or make it the responsibility of the court to fix that voting map.